Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the next video. So in this video we are going to see basically some few basic operations on MySQL. So if you are new to the MySQL and trying to learn or trying to just start with this MySQL workbench, then yes, of course you can just open this MySQL workbench, and after that I will just show you how to create a database, how to insert the values into a database. So you might have created this database for your own purpose, right? So you want to create a personal table which will hold the data as you wanted. So you just want to test this one, right? So what are all the basic operations which you can perform for a beginner level? We can just discuss in this video. Alright, so to start with, to know what are the default databases which are present in this system or in this MySQL workbench by default, when you install that one, you can just see it like this: show databases. If you just give it like this, then it will show all the databases. Like here you can see there are a couple of by default databases, and some of them have created by me. Okay, so now I will show you how you can create your own database, then how you can insert the records into that one, how you can change the records there, and everything whatever is needed. So you can just do it in this step. Okay, all right, so to start with, I will just create one database. For example, I will say create database, and after that I need to give the database name. So I will just give it as test. I will give it in small. So this is the command to create a database. And what is mean by this one? This is for executing whole query. I mean, whatever we write here, this is for executing one line. For now I will use whole query. So you can see create a database. I mean, this is giving some green. What if there is an error, then it will just show you here. Okay, but there is no error, so that's why we are going to go to the next page. So now we have created the database. Now we need to tell the workbench to use the test database. So for that, what we will do, we will write use and followed by the database name. So database name is this one and colon. So colons are not mandatory semicolons, but it's a good practice to give. So that's why I'm giving. And now this will come into picture. If you run this one again, then it will run these whole things again. But you just want to run this one line. So just click on this one. So now use test has been executed. So now it will use the test database. Okay, so now you have created the database. Now it's time to create some tables in that one. So we'll create one table in this case. So I will just say create, then table, create a table. And what is the table name? So what will be the table name? Like I will say employee info, employee underscore info. So this is the table name which we want to create. Okay, so after table name we need to give the columns, like what are all the different columns which you'll be using. So let's say I would just want to use user id will be the first column. After that, first underscore name is the second column. Then last underscore name is the third column, and last one maybe email we want to take. So this is how you can specify the columns. So okay, so it's saying some error. Let me just check what is that. Okay, so see, create table, and after that employee info is the table name, user id is the first column, and you need to tell like what data type it is. So user id will be normally integer, right? So just select int here and hit enter. So now you are good to go. Okay, so user id is the first column and its type is integer. After that, first name, and it should be of type, it is the character, right? And you need to mention the maximum length of this one. So we'll just say like 20, it will be more than enough. And after that, last name will also be a character type, and its length should be around 20 max to max. And email is also character, and its length is around 30. On safer side I will take. So now your query is ready. So see, whatever we did is create table is the command. After that, employee info is the table name, and these are the columns. User id, which is of type integer. First name, it is of type character with a maximum length of 20. Last name with a character maximum length 20, and email. So now just execute this query. So see here, it is executed, and you should be able to see one table now. So how to check? You can use our favorite select star from. What is the table name? So table name is employee underscore info. So this is the table name. We want to see the information of this one. Execute that line. So you can see there is the empty table with user id as first column, first name as second column, last name as third column, and email as the last column. So now you have created the table. So it's time to insert some data into the table, right? So what you can do is just write insert into. After that, you need to give the table name. So I will say employee underscore info is the table name, and now you need to specify. So after insert into, and we have given the table name and all, but after this we need to mention what are all the different columns present in the employee info table, right? So in order to give those things, I will just write user underscore id is the first column, first underscore name is the second column, then last underscore name, then email. So these are all the columns, right? After that, you need to mention what values we have to insert in this one. So for that, I will write values, and after that, in single quote, you need to mention the values. So for user id, it is of type integer, so 1, and after that, first name. So maybe any name we can take. So uh, Rahul. Oh no Rahul. Sagar we will take. Mm, and after that, last name is Patil, and then email is sagar@gmail.com, and end this query. So now you have given the data. See, insert into, and the table name we have to specify. Then these are the columns. For user id, this will match here. First name is Sagar, last name is Patil, then email is sagar@gmail.com. So like this, okay? And just execute this one. Alright, so it has been executed, and you need not to write the query again and again. So just point your cursor over here, and just execute that line. Again it will say, see, user id inserted here, 1 Sagar Patil and sagar@gmail.com. So next what you can do is, either you can just copy this command, need not to write again and again, and in this one, if you want to make changes to, and need to give Datta and let it be Patil. So we will just give datta@gmail.com. So now if you just execute this one, this data will be inserted. So how you can do, just again click on this one line, and that is executed. So again just point to this fourth line and execute that. So you can see the second record is also inserted. Now you don't want to copy paste also, then you can simply edit here. You just make it 3, and just make it Akash, then akash@gmail.com. So this is the third record which you want to insert, right? So that can be done. Again execute that line, and again go to the fourth line and see if that got inserted, and you can see Akash has been inserted. So like this you can change the query here itself, and maybe fourth record some Suresh and Verma, suresh@gmail.com, and I'll just execute that line. After that I will see this one, and you can see the data has been like added. So like this you can do couple of operations like inserting the data and all. So if you want to delete this database, then it's straightforward, simple. So drop database, and you need to